Since the dawn of time, humans have sought ways to feed themselves, celebrate life, and connect with one another. Among the many discoveries they made along their journey, one stands out for its power to unite people and inspire creativity: beer. This story takes us back thousands of years, long before cities, industry, or even written language existed. It's the story of how beer came to be, how it shaped civilizations, and how it became a drink that has stood the test of time. Around 7,000 years before the birth of Christ, in what we now call ancient Mesopotamia, people began to farm grains like barley and wheat. At first, they used these grains primarily for making bread. But one fateful day, a simple accident occurred that would change everything. Imagine a sack of barley left out in the rain, forgotten for a few days. The grain got wet, started to ferment, and turned into a bubbling, frothy mixture. When the farmers returned to find their barley ruined, someone, brave or perhaps just very curious, decided to taste the liquid that had formed. The taste was surprising, slightly sweet, a bit tangy, and it made them feel strangely happy and relaxed. What they had stumbled upon was the world's first beer. Soon, word spread, and this new discovery became a part of daily life. It wasn't just a drink, it was something magical, something that brought people together. In the city of Uruk, one of the oldest known cities, beer was brewed in temples and offered as a gift to the gods. The Sumerians believed that beer was a divine gift. They even wrote hymns to Ninkasi, the goddess of brewing, celebrating the process of making beer as an act of worship. As societies grew, so did the knowledge and skill of brewing. In ancient Egypt, beer was so important that it became part of workers' wages. When the massive pyramids were being built, laborers were often paid in beer, as it was a source of nourishment. Archaeologists have even found ancient beer jars in tombs, showing just how deeply beer was woven into the fabric of everyday life. While the Egyptians cherished beer, the drink spread across the ancient world. In the colder climates of northern Europe, beer became as staple as wine. The preferred drink of the Greeks and Romans was harder to produce in those regions. Germanic and Celtic tribes brewed their own beers. These early brewers often used wild herbs and plants to flavor their drinks, much like the craft beers we see today. The Middle Ages marked a turning point for beer. During this time, monasteries became centers of brewing knowledge. Monks, known for their meticulous approach to crafting fine goods, began experimenting with different ingredients and brewing techniques. They perfected the art of adding hops to beer, which helped preserve it and added a distinct bitterness that balanced the sweetness of the malt. The result was a drink that could be stored longer. In medieval Europe, beer became a part of daily life for people of all classes. It was often safer to drink than water, as the brewing process killed off harmful bacteria. Beer was served at every meal and became a key part of social gatherings, festivals, and religious ceremonies. By this time, breweries had spread across the continent. The practice of brewing beer had become a respected craft. As time went on, the beer-making process evolved with new technologies and ideas. The Industrial Revolution in the 18th and 19th centuries transformed brewing from a small-scale, local practice into a global industry. Steam power, refrigeration, and pasteurization allowed beer to be produced in large quantities. Breweries sprang up in cities across Europe and the Americas, and beer became accessible to people of all walks of life. Today, beer has taken on a life of its own, with countless styles, flavors, and brewing methods. Craft breweries around the world continue to push the boundaries of what beer can be, experimenting with everything from fruits and spices to aging beer in whiskey barrels. Yet, despite all the innovations, the essence of beer remains the same. It is a drink that brings people together, fosters community, and provides a sense of joy and connection. From the temples of ancient Mesopotamia to the pubs and breweries of today, beer's story is one of human ingenuity and shared experience. It's a reminder that sometimes, the simplest accidents can lead to the greatest discoveries. Something as humble as a fermented grain can carry the weight of thousands of years of history. The next time you raise a glass of beer, think back to that rainy day in Mesopotamia when the first sip of this magical drink was tasted, and the world was forever changed.